Hey guys, welcome back to the Crew Review Show. I'm Rex of Crew Review Show, and this is DJ over here, and I give my consent.
And I do not give my consent.
We're talking about Ghost in the Shell 2017. Before I go into anything about this movie, somebody who's never seen the original, DJ, what were your first impressions of this movie?
My first impressions?
This movie was amazing, right?
Lee terrible.
Just like this drink.
Amazingly terrible? I could believe it.
Really? I thought this.
I did not enjoy this film.
I completely disagree.
I know you do completely disagree. I have theories why you see. This is a film where it takes place in this dystopian future where cybernetics are going galore. Everyone's getting cybernetic enhancements, and they introduce this character Major, who her whole body is cybernetic except for her brain.
Who doesn't want cybernetic enhancements?
I'm not talking about what I want and all that shit, but you like it because you went. There's a character in here that gets a cybernetic liver.
Do you? Yo.
You see where I'm going with this.
All right. Every call, last call. All right. You're good.
I thought the ideal of with a cybernetic liver, there would be no last call.
Yeah. Because you can keep this drink forever and ever and ever and ever.
We're also looking to get in a cybernetic bladder.
That just seems useless.
Uh-huh. I mean, my expectations going into this were it's Scarlett Johansson, and she's got some good films in her. She's also got some bad films in her, i.e., Lucy.
Why you gonna bring that up for though?
Well, because this movie's we're speaking about Ghost in the Shell. Why not? I'm convinced Ghost. I'm convinced Ghost in the Shell is just a Lucy follow up. And yeah. Then I watched the film, and then all my fears came true. But you being the one who's a fan of this and whatnot, you went to the theaters to see this
in IMAX.
Oh, poor bastard.
Wow. Oh, because when my first
I
person,
maxed out my credit card to see this piece of shit.
Yeah, I was like one of 6 people in the theater to do it. But my
Here's
first.
your first clue. One of 6 people in the theater.
It was amazing.
Lee terrible.
Okay, so my first impressions of this movie were, based on the trailer, my first instinct was, shut up and take my money. All right, that's how I felt. I knew I was gonna be a sucker for this movie on the simple fact that this hit me on nostalgia and my future ex-wife, Scarlett Johansson. So those 2 things could not fail. That's how I knew that the day one this came out, IMAX was for me.
Only.
Now that we see you talked about you finally saw the movie. Mm-hmm. What was good for this movie?
Okay,
like
the film had some good things going for it.
Okay,
all right. Visually beautiful. I mean, there are things in this like they go like this is a future world, and there are things that just catch your eye, and you're like, wow, that looks really nice. The skyline is beautiful, and some of the effects were pretty good. All right, there were some that just seemed like okay, this is where the point where they started to run out of money. But this is one scene in which Major, when she first goes into action and she crashes in through this window and the glass is just surrounding her. That was a great shot.
Yes,
I thought it was a really good shot. And there's actually one quote. It's probably the only quote I really liked in this movie. Was towards the end of the film. Towards the end of the film when spoilers. Towards the end of the film when.
As if
her boss,
if you didn't know this whole movie review spoilers.
Her boss, played by what was his name?
Oh,
yeah.
you're talking about
Takashi Kitano.
Yeah, his name was, and his character name was Beats. They called him, as that was his nickname.
Beats.
Yeah,
Okay.
Beats.
Beats by Dre.
Yeah.
Beat by Dre. He tracks down the the actual bad guy of the film, and he's holding a gun and he's on comms with Major, and throughout the whole film they always every time they go do like something in her body, fix something and all that, she's got to give permission. It's kind of like when you're on your computer and should I install this thing to watch porn?
Yes.
Do you authorize? Of course, he always says yes. Yeah, so that they go through this whole thing, do you authorize? And she goes, my name is Major, and I give consent. So when he's got the gun on this guy, and he goes, do you authorize? She's like, my name is Major, and I consent. And he blows the guy to hell. As a person who loves action films, I actually really did like that.
That was amazing. But
what about you with the good?
Okay.
I feel we're going to be here a while.
What? Okay, first of all, so what he already stated, he already mentioned that the CG. So the CG had so many Blade Runner-esque effects, with the advertisements on the side of buildings, on the top of buildings, and things like that. So you could picture that in your head. Everybody's seen Blade Runner. If you haven't, fan-fucking-tastic movie. You really should see it. To me, it was very well paced. It told the story very well. There was, it didn't seem rushed. It didn't seem like they didn't have enough time. I will go into later on what I didn't agree with. Scarlett Johansson did a decent job. She did a decent job playing the Major. The Major was supposed to be, from if anybody who's seen the original, she seemed kind of standoffish, maybe a little cold-blooded, but that's who she was.
A robot.
Fuck you.
Her acting was very robotic.
She's not a robot. It's a cyborg. There is a difference. Okay?
To step on you real quick, what always bothered me was cybernetic enhancement. She's got a cybernetic body.
Yes.
With no nipples. The fucking Batsuit had nipples.
Because it's PG-13.
The fucking Batsuit had nipples. You didn't give me color.
No.
I could okay, that's where the tits go.
But you know where the tits went because they were tits. They just didn't have nipples.
I'm just boring, I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Look. I mean, first of all, you knew this was going to be a good movie when they got freaking Takeshi. Because Takeshi, amazing. He is a true badass. In any movie, I don't know if you've seen a lot of his lineup. I mean, I've seen him in Battle Royale 1 and 2.
Saw it.
I've seen him in Beyond Outrage.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see it if you haven't seen it. The man has a filmography where it's
saw him in Monster X Strikes Back.
Yes, the man does fantastic movies. I don't think he does bad movies. Okay, so he did a really amazing. So I'm glossing over him. I've gone on about him for too long already, which I disagree with. But also the guy who played Bato. All right, Michael Pitt.
Nah, that's not who played Bato. Michael Pitt played Kuz.
Kuz. That's the
Michael Pitt's
that's
character.
The Raiden-esque guy.
Yeah, it was
what was his name?
Pilo.
Yeah, that's right. It was something I couldn't pronounce. Pilo, and he had two things that you can't. All right, ass back is his name now.
Well, that's rude. In the event, sir, if you ever watch this, we're sorry. We couldn't really pronounce your name on that.
I'm not. It's Philip Assback. All right. I thought he brought a lot to the character himself. From Bato, I thought he was a really, really good Bato. He added so much more than he had to. He could have just been like, okay, I guess I'm supposed to play a cyborg who's got a friend, but he didn't. To me, he felt like in the anime, a genuine friend of Major, even if Major didn't act like the greatest friend in the world. So, yeah, I thought there was a lot of good. I think I rambled on a little bit on this.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Fuck you. Oh, but to something you're gonna have a lot on, and I'm not. We're talking about The Bad.
I'll let you go first.
All right. So first of all, there were, surprisingly, despite what you think, there were some plot threads that they just left open. There were some things stories they could have closed on that they didn't, or they shouldn't have started. Like
real quick, spoilers.
Is that the second spoiler alert for this review?
Yeah.
All right. So, one was with the mother. The Major's, kind of mother, when, in the story you find out that the Major was actually, she ran away, and then they found her, and they kidnapped her, and then they killed her, and then put her brain in the body, and all of that, and implanted false memories, right? But when she finds out, she realizes who she is later on, she goes to her mother's house, and the mother is just like, oh, I'm Asian, you're an American white lady, you got my daughter's eyes, you must be my daughter. And just kind of just left it, never questioned it, and just accepted it. If they had even more of an in-depth, conversation, more than like 2 minutes long, to be like, yeah, I kind of remember this, or do you remember when this happened in your life? She didn't do that. Also, another plot thread is when Kuze died. Michael Pitt, that's the one. Kuze.
Yeah.
He kind of like, oh, I created my own network, and when I die, I'm going to connect to my own network, which is going to be on the internet, which is a general premise of
Facebook. Oh wait, no, sorry.
I was going to say of the original Ghost in the Shell, but he didn't. There really wasn't a lot of detail. I guess he just he died and connected to Wi-Fi and some hotspot, and kind of. They could have went into more detail about that.
Yeah, you wanted to see in between where he uploads to some kid's Nintendo DS, and he's all like, "Oh, there's a fucking Charizard. What the hell am I?"
But those really felt like useless side stories to me. That if they had just given it a little bit more thought, a little bit more detail into it, it could have just pushed this to me over the top. Wow, I actually went on longer than expected. DJ.
Okay.
Am I gonna need to drink for this one?
All right. All right. So my bad. Most of the characters in this film, Bato, even Kay and Kuz, a lot of characters in this film are very two-dimensional.
Are you serious?
Yes. I mean, they're given very little to connect with the audience, especially if you're like me. I'm not familiar with the original source material. All right. I mean, there was also one thing that really annoyed me. They Major goes and she says that before they implant this false memory in her where she thinks her and her parents died.
Yeah.
She tells a story in which she goes, her parents brought her here on a boat and the boat sank and she almost drowned. But you did drown. That's why they're taking your brain out of your body. You didn't almost drown, Major. You almost made it.
It wasn't a near miss. It was a near hit. George Carlin, check him out.
I mean, there's even this one. I often joked this is one.
Here we go.
What?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear you.
The only thing positive in other positive thing I could say about this film was there's literally a point in the beginning of the movie right before the first action scene starts, and mind you, it takes place in Japan, right?
Yes.
A culture that sits on the floor.
Yes.
And we're from sitting on the floor to having seats that go into the floor. They go sit in the floor.
Yo,
evolution.
We are living in 2017. They're living in 2046. All right.
But yeah, like I said. Very little character development, and especially if you're not familiar with the original source. All right, and you know that whole thing with Major and like that whole line just bugged me. That leads me into the ugly.
God,
Unless you're a fan of the original, which I've made this point. Unless you're a fan of the original source material or you're familiar with it, the story becomes very hard to follow, especially towards the third act. All right, and plus, and it was this one thing that kept bothering the ever-loving fuck out of me. The character Kuze, played by Michael Pitt, for the longest time, I could not like the way he acts, how like he has like his digital stutter and like you know like the pitch in his voice change. I'm like, that is something I know where that's from, and eventually it hit me. Boys and girls, this is Max Headroom. And if you look over here, this is Kuze, aka Max Headroom Jr.
I disagree.
I know you would.
Because to me, you say he looked like Max Headroom.
Max Headroom.
Junior, I think he looked like a generic Raiden from the Metal Gear Solid series. That's like, check it out right here.
As your favorite, more your favorite series than mine.
Exactly. So check it out right here. Tell me he doesn't look more like Raiden than he does him. So that's definitely one of the uglies. There's also one.
Maybe Max Headroom had two sons.
Mind blow. You know, anything else on the ugly for you?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Now let's go over to you. What are your ugly? I'm curious.
Okay, so
do you even have an ugly?
Yes, I do. Okay? And ironically, it's not because of what you think.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you remembered Chin Han.
That's racist.
Chin Han.
There he goes again. Jesus Christ.
Lao from the
Dark Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember him. He's from Dark Knight.
Yeah, he was in this movie. So the one thing I kept expecting in a movie from the future.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the only one without cybernetic enhancement.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, if you look at the crowd somewhere, you'll see Jet Li and Jackie Chan.
He was in this movie, and you know the one thing that made me angry. This is my ugly. Is he didn't say anything about calculations. I swear, every time he got on screen, I just kept thinking, how do you calculate those odds? I'm very good with calculations. I don't know, like every time I saw him,
if he was good with calculations, he wouldn't have been in his fucking picture.
You're right. What did he calculate the odds on this? I want to see the math. I do. I want to see if the math checks out. All right?
Math doesn't check out. Clearly, the fucker was dividing by 0. God damn.
But that was the ugly to me. Oh. Wow. The only other thing that, so yeah, I mean, until I see those quantum physics equations, that's the ugly for me. So I'm gonna ask you the inevitable question, the question that I probably shouldn't be asking. But what are your final thoughts?
Okay, that's not the question I thought you were gonna ask, but okay.
Do you have any hopes and dreams left? I already know the answer.
No, yeah, you know that you should know the answer to that. Final thoughts. Again, like I said, if you're the type of person that only enjoys a film mainly on cinematography and scenery, go for it. It's actually not bad, but it's not good enough to the point that it can make you forget the plot.
The plotting?
The plotting.
Oh my goodness.
Scarlett Johansson's not entirely bad in this role. You're given to see the fact that the whole premise she's given on is you're playing a robot and go.
It's a cyborg.
What's funny is you got other people around her who are not cybernetic who act more as a robot than she does.
I disagree.
All right. There's actually, to an extent, there's one scene in which you can see she's trying to learn, she's trying to understand. She picks up a hooker from the street. I don't blame her. I would have done the same. And she's trying to, like, she's like, she's taking off, like, certain, like, she has, like, this weird, meshy, 3D-looking mask around her mouth.
It's called fashion. Try looking it up sometime.
That's fashion. I thought it was like a blowjob guard. That's where my mind went for that. She takes it off, and she can't, and she just, like, feel like, oh, wow, flesh. But, like, to the extent, I give her credit with that. And at certain points, you actually do feel that she's angry. That, she's in this body, especially when she talks to her creator. And she's like, every time she's like, you can't do this. Well, you're just going to have to make me better.
Yeah, like, next time you can design me better. But, yeah.
All right, but, if you're going to see Scarlett Johansson's acting and, and scenery, go for it. As for Takashi, he's good while you have him.
Yeah.
Because you don't have him a whole lot. He's here in bits and pieces. A little bit like you hear him audio. Like, you tell Major, don't do this, do that. Fuck it, go for it. But, yeah, he's good in the scenes you have him. Other than that, so, if you're home alone and it shows up on HBO and your Wi-Fi's down so you can't get Netflix or anything like that, and you're too lazy to get up to go to your DVD collection, watch it. Give it a shot. Your final thoughts.
All right. I can't even. I truly can't with you right now, because my final thoughts on this movie was okay. I agree. This movie isn't for everybody. That's just something I'm unfortunately been told I have to accept. What? Am I wrong? I've been told I have to accept it. My significant other, she saw this with me in IMAX. I dragged her along with this.
That poor woman.
I don't assume her gender. I don't know if she just lied to me or if she said, because she said she liked this movie. I don't know if she just said, yeah, she likes it, so I never make her watch it again. Or if she's, or if she genuinely liked it, because she had never seen the original. She just, it's just, I think she's hoping that I never make her watch it again. But I am going to watch this over and over and over again.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
If she would have said that she didn't like it, you would have made her watch it again?
If she told me she didn't like it, I would torture her and make her watch it every day.
Okay. I liked it.
Oh. So you heard it here first, folks. Cameras, so it did happen. Anything else you gotta say, DJ?
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Don't do cybernetic enhancements, all right? Mm-hmm. Unless they're liver replacements, because then every call.
Then again, I'm actually convinced, if convinced cybernetic enhancements exist, that would really explain Damien. You're just watching like an episode of fucking Inspector Gadget, and he's like,
That's not here nor there. That is classified information. Folks, that's been our review on the Ghost in the Shell 2017. You may never see DJ again. JD. You may never see him again. But don't question it. If you do, you may never be seen again. Enjoy. DJ, where can they find you? Allegedly.
Allegedly? When I'm not on a black site, Area 51. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DJ of Crew Review.
And you can always find me at Rex of Crew Review on Instagram and to the Twitter.
The twatters.
We're not on the Faceballs yet, but enjoy. Thanks for watching.
When the Faceballs be on you?
That is a very valid question. In any case, we're going to do the math on that, see if that checks out.
Yeah, comment below and tell us, would Faceballs be on you or would you be on Faceballs? And hit that like and subscribe button down below.
No. We're smashing that like button. Enjoy.
Till next time. sat through that fucking film.
Are you kidding me? How did you not enjoy that movie? That movie was amazing.
It was amazing. If Christopher Reeves was still around watching this, he would have gotten Nothing Changed the Channel.